How's it going, guys? I am The Last Yonko, and this is my first ever anime episode review. You already know what episode we're talking about. We're talking about episode 1062, The Three Sword Style of the Supreme King, Zoro versus King. It is finally happening, the grand finale we've all been waiting for, right? Do you think Oda named King the Wildfire King because he was supposed to unlock Zoro's King's Haki? I think so. By the way, hit that sub button if you haven't yet and drop a like on this video. You're going to love it, so just drop the like already, right? You're going to like this video. We're going to talk about the episode. It starts off with Sanji versus Queen. I love the way it was handled in this episode a little better than it was in the previous episode because when he landed the booth burst, I do like the way they did it in the manga a little bit better, where Queen goes like flying through the ceiling and it looks like he gets sent into the stars, almost like when Team Rocket would blast off from like a Pokemon's crazy attack or something like that. They'd get sent flying into the sky. I liked that. And in the anime, it didn't feel like he got sent flying into the sky. It felt like he was kind of bouncing on the floorboards a little bit too much. And I think in this episode, they handled it a little bit better. They really made it seem like it was a light speed kick, right? Like it was more instantaneous than it was in the last episode. So I really like that. On to the Zoro versus King stuff, which is amazing, right? Shout out to the Toei animation team. They did a phenomenal job. The episode in its entirety looks absolutely beautiful. Some sections are just like triple S tier, right? We do get King becoming unmasked. We learn that he is in fact a Lunarian. For those manga readers, this isn't a surprise, but for those of you that got to see a Lunarian for the first time, I am a little bit jealous. I'm a little envious of you guys because it was handled so well in this episode. Like, they look so majestic, so regal, so powerful, right? Like King the Wildfire unleashing his white mane, looking fucking like a Calvin Klein model or something. I don't know, but he looks great, looks awesome, looks freaking strong, right? Strong versus Zoro. And we get lots of great clashes. We get amazing clashes between Zoro and King. Some of the best battle animation we've probably ever seen in One Piece, which gets me really, really hype for Luffy versus Kaido. The finale of that is going to be freaking insane, right? It's got to be. So I'm excited for that now. I'm getting spoiled, Toei. Don't do this to me. I'm becoming spoiled rotten. Something else that was handled godly, god tier, freaking amazing was the Kaido King flashback. In the manga, it was so short. It was so short and sweet, right? It was like half a page of content. This time we got a nice little 3-minute scene, right, where it's a little bit more fleshed out. There's more emotion involved. There's a lot more depth, a little bit more context, and I think the animators taking their liberties to add a little bit more to this scene, I think was an amazing idea. I think they handled it so well. The execution is perfect. I really get that sense of Captain and first mate, right? The captain and the right-hand man. That Roger and Rayleigh, Luffy and Zoro, Kaido and King, you really do get that sense that this is the right-hand man of the most powerful creature on Earth, and this is their origin story. This is how they met, and I love Kaido getting rid of the fodder with like a swing of his club, and then the Conqueror's Haki later. It's done so well, man, and again, the animation is just top tier throughout this episode. It feels like a freaking movie. I would have paid to watch this at the theater. Like, Toei needs to take a page out of Demon Slayer's book and do an arc of One Piece or a battle of One Piece and put it in the movie theater, man. Like, if it's this quality, I'll pay. I'll pay to go watch this at an AMC theater in IMAX or Dolby Digital, right? Just imagine if they redo or they got like the best moments of Wano, like the fight scenes, at least like Sanji versus Queen, King and Zoro, Luffy, Fifth Gear in a movie. I'd watch that. I'd watch that in a heartbeat, and I'd pay good money. I'd maybe watch it 2 or 3 times. Who knows? But again, guys, amazing episode. And I haven't even got into like the second half, which is just beautiful, right? We get some of the greatest clashes and animation I've ever seen in One Piece. You gotta love it, man. This might be the greatest fight in all of One Piece, which is insane. Because we're not even at the, like, this isn't even the end of One Piece. This is like the beginning of the end. And if we're getting stuff like this, just imagine what's coming next, guys. Like, this is beautiful. It also makes me realize that Toei absolutely loves Zoro, and they know that he is their bread and butter, because look at all the love they gave to this guy in this episode. And I love Zoro. I'm a Zoro fan, but it's funny how much more epic this was than the Sanji and Queen. Like, Sanji versus Queen was cool, but really only like the last minute was cool, right? Or the last 2 minutes when you unlock the Ifrit Janbei. But like, this whole episode is just a freaking banger, dude. And then when King flies up into the air, and we get that wide shot of Zoro looking up at him, charging like his freaking Hyper Beam Dragon Blast attack. Dude, it looks like a freaking movie, dude. It looks amazing. The lighting, the animators just went all out on this. I'm a little nervous for the next few episodes because I feel like the entire budget went into this scene right here, man. The entire seasonal budget just went in right here, or this moment. Oh, man. This is beautiful. This is beautiful to watch. We got King shooting out Imperial Flaming Wings. And we get those cuts of him at like different ages. Dude, when that thing shoots out and splits into a bunch of dragon heads and the speed they're going, dude. Oh, man. I love when they capture the intensity and it's executed the right way. This is just intense. It's pure intensity throughout, and Zoro jumping through the air, jumping on the rocks like he's flying through freaking dimensions, just slashing away at all these freaking lava dragons, dude. It is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. It makes me proud to be a One Piece fan. That moment when he's jumping from boulder to boulder, it looks like a final boss fight from Dark Souls or something. Like the final boss of any video game in an epic Dark Souls, Elden Ring type of thing, right? It is phenomenal. 10 out of 10 chapter. And then we get, the final slash on King. He's bleeding, his wings cut off. Zoro lands, and he says, if I have to become the king of hell, then so be it. Jesus, dude. What a finale. Zoro versus King. Possibly the greatest fight in all of One Piece. I don't know how Kaido and Luffy is going to match to this. Toei has to have something up their sleeve. If they're giving us this for Zoro versus King, just imagine the finale of the Luffy-Kaido fight. I'm freaking stoked, man. My chair's absolutely soaked.